Jesse, hope you're doing fine. And first off, congratulations on season 3 of The Voice.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for taking a little bit of your time to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. Nice to meet you, Francisco.
So, one of the things I really enjoyed and appreciated about this third season was the time spent on A-Train's arc development. Through him, the series touches interesting themes such as hypocrisy, racism, Black Lives Matter, management of public persona and brand, revenge, family, and lots
Mhm.
more. So, as an actor, Jesse, of all these themes, which one did you have the most fun exploring this season?
Oh man, I think I had the most fun. I mean, this is a less prominent, but it was a very dominant aspect to his story arc this season was his sense of purpose, his like desire for like finding purpose again. His whole being, A Train, the fastest man alive, the runners, that's his identity. It was kind of stripped away from him. And his attempt to find a new identity, I thought was really interesting. It's one of those things that like you kind of always hear about. You always hear about like midlife crisis or like an identity crisis, and it kind of just doesn't, until you get there, it doesn't really relate. And then I kind of was able to process it for A Train. A lot of things that he did, the redemption that he's looking for, it's all a part of his identity crisis. He was this person that he's no longer, and now he's just looking like, how do I fit into this world? Who am I? What am I here for? Like, all right, let me represent my culture, like that's, let me fight for someone else, like, like what, like who is he? And that was a very interesting thing to play.
Definitely, we appreciate it as fans. So one of the most important and actually touching moments of the series so far is in the Hero Gasm episode when A Train generally apologizes to Huey about his ex-girlfriend accident and death.
Yeah.
So how key is this moment for A Train in his character journey? And also, how chaotic or distracting was it shooting with all the mayhem, extra, and nudity surrounding you guys that day?
It was distracting at first, but once we got in the zone, we were locked in. It was like we forgot about everything else. It was almost like we were in a room by ourselves. But at first, it was very distracting. It was almost like you kind of have to see everything so that you can forget that it's there. You know what I mean? Let me just
Yeah.
scan the room, and it's like, okay, now I can focus. It was one of those things, but it was single handedly the most pivotal moment for A Train. I think that moment was even bigger than him seeing his brother being injured on the ground, or like having that moment of realization of like, my brother can't walk again when he's in the hospital and he's hearing the doctor talk. You can only imagine the things that are going through his head in that moment, but he's filled with like blind rage still. Up until that point, he's still not quite able to process what's happening to him yet, until he sits there and he talks to Huey, and Huey asks him something that almost blows his mind. He can't believe that this guy is still dealing with this, and then he like realizes, oh shoot, so am I. You know what I mean? And like, he's been sweeping all of that under the rug since the moment that it's happened. And this is the first time that he's realized that it freaking sucks, and he's like actually kind of sorry for it. And Huey just doesn't take it. Which is
Yeah, it's like
great.
what? So it definitely is one of my favorite moments so far, especially with your character.
Oh,
And
thanks.
before wrapping up, A Train and the way you portray him is so much fun because when you think you sorted him out and
Yeah,
figure out where he's going, he then changes paths, and then down the line he crisscrosses paths again. So as
yes.
an actor, what would you like to see writers explore for A Train next season moving forward?
I'd like to see him slow down a little bit. Like, I know that's ironic, but like, it's true. I would like to see him slow down. His mind is moving 100 miles an hour all the time. He's like an overthinker. He's always considering. He's always considering every scenario, and then he's making impulsive decisions somehow. I don't know how this is happening, but I think it would be nice for him to slow down and have conversations. He hears one thing and he acts on it. He's never been able to like finish a conversation. He's never been able to get everything off his chest, or to be able to hear how people feel about him and the things that he's done, he's always kind of shutting people down as soon as the conversation starts. I think it would be nice to have him slow down and like listen to the people around him and actually be able to like be vulnerable and open up a little bit. You know, he's been stripped to nothing. He's in the deepest hole that he's ever been. If he's ever going to do it, now is the time. So I'm hoping that's what we get a chance to see.
And I'm looking forward to next season, seeing where your character goes. Jesse, again,
Thank
congratulations
you.
on season 3 of The Voice, and thank you for taking a little bit of your time to talk to me. I
Of
appreciate it, man.
course, man. I
And
appreciate
saludos
it.
from Puerto Rico. Take care, man.
All right. Puerto Rico, I'm coming to visit. All
We're waiting for you. Come on. Take
right,
care,
I
man.
will. See you later.